Bold prediction season is continuing. Here's the goal here. You want to make a prediction that I rate 9.5 or higher on the boldness scale so that if it comes true, I am legally required to send you a chalice of supremacy. We sent 3 of them out all of last year. Let's see if anyone qualifies tonight. First up, this was a little mean, but Rob from Tampa said, Tennessee will fire Josh Heupel after a 6-loss season. They made a bowl game, Rob. So Rob thinks they're going, I guess, 6-6. I think that's a regular season total, whatever. Tennessee's win total is 7.5. So FanDuel looks at this and says that wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world. They're looking and saying Tennessee is just as likely to lose 6 games as they are to win 9 games. You know, so on that case or on that front, not that bold. But Josh Heupel getting fired, that's a bridge a little bit further. Is it a bridge too far? I think so. I'm going to make it a 9.5 on the boldness scale. Now, it's not because I don't think Tennessee couldn't go 6-6. I mean, all it takes is quarterback not working out. If quarterback doesn't work out for him, you know, maybe the Jim Knowles defensive experiment doesn't quite get its tires under it in year one. Dude, they play at Georgia Tech. They got Texas, Auburn, Bama, at A&M, LSU. There are plenty of losable games. At South Carolina, like there are plenty of losable games on this schedule where they could go 6-6. But man, Heupel's had 5 straight winning seasons, had a couple of double-digit win seasons. He's gone to the playoff. He pulled that program totally out of the gutter. And it is widely believed that they are a year away from that team being good next year. Now, if that equals 8-4 this year, okay. But if it equals 6-6, they're not firing him. I got a hard time wrapping my mind around that. So I'm going to put it at a 9.5. So if this does happen, chalice of supremacy headed to Tampa. Next up, this one's bold too. CFB Red Zone, Dayton, Ohio. Prediction. Kansas State wins 10-plus games during the regular season, but they still missed the Big 12 championship game. Two-parter here, classic two-parter. Kansas State's win total's 8.5. So to win 10 games, got to go over that by a game and a half. We think they have the easiest schedule in all of Power 4. Them and Virginia, we think, have the 2 easiest schedules in all of Power 4. Now, schedules are not teams. Okay, it's the resistance that the schedule is going to give a team, at least as much as we think it will. 2 things have to happen here. Number 1, if Kansas State is going to go 10-2, but not go to the conference title game, you got to assume both their losses have to come in conference play. So I can't have them losing to Nichols or Tulane or Washington State. They got to come in conference play. Second, there has to be this unique confluence of events that comes together where KSU is 10-2, presumably with 2 conference losses, and then maybe like Texas Tech and Brigham Young or Brigham Young and Utah, something like that, Houston maybe. They both finish ahead of them. Just winning 10 games would be tough, but it wouldn't be up in the 9s, I don't think. But winning 10 games and missing out on the conference title game, I'm going to make that a 9.25. I'll make that 9.25. The schedule is what kept me from making that a 9.5 or higher. Next up, hey, do me one favor right here. Look down. Are you subscribed to the channel? If you are, thank you. If you're not, please click subscribe. It helps us keep the show free and free of corporate interference. All right, that's it for me. Back to the clip. Our buddy Dylan from Houston said 2 teams from the state of Indiana will advance further than anyone from the SEC in the college football playoff. Now, he did not say Indiana and Notre Dame. He merely said 2 teams from the state of Indiana. For all I know, Dylan knows something about Purdue we don't know this year. I've never seen that many zeros behind a plus sign when it comes to odds to win the national championship. But maybe Barry's cooking something in West Lafayette. Maybe Ball State's got a trick or 2 up their sleeve. I'm going to assume Dylan's talking about Indiana and Notre Dame just for the sake of time here. So both of them are going to make it further in the playoff than any team from the SEC. It requires a lot to go right. I'm going to make it a 9.75. So this qualifies as a chalice. Here's what has to happen. Even if Notre Dame and Indiana make it, the bracket's got to line up the right way first off. Like, what if they both play each other in the first round or even the second round? So that's got to happen. They got to be on kind of opposite sides of the bracket, you would think. Or if they're on the same side of the bracket, they can't meet until the semifinals, and you have to hope no SEC team made the semifinals. So you got to have a Final Four that's void of SEC representation. It's just hard to pull off. Okay, and then not to even mention, what if Texas is really, really legit this year? What if Georgia's really, really legit this year? That's just hard to do. So I'm going to say a 9.75 on that one. Next up, is this from Jesse? Did Jesse submit this one? No. Full Tilt did. Not a burner, I'm told. From St. Augustine, Florida, Penn State goes 11-1 and makes the playoff. Look, it's an 8.25. Penn State's got a shot to do this. Here is the trap that I'm trying to avoid slipping in. It's the one I just said a few minutes ago. You can't just keep talking about the schedule with Penn State. Schedules are not teams. Penn State, the team, is what we got to dive deeper on. And we don't know a ton about them because a ton of them were hurt to wrap spring. So we don't really know what they have. We think we kind of do. I mean, I'm going to take a shot in the dark as much as the rest of you, and I certainly look at their schedule. Bradley, if you got their schedule, throw it up for a second, because it is very clear. When you start with Marshall and Temple and Buffalo, you don't have to be full speed by week 1. So you got a little time to get your feet under you. And then it's Wisconsin and Northwestern. You don't really play the meat of your schedule until October 10th and October 17th. And that's when you got to be ready. That's Southern Cal, and that's at Michigan, back-to-back. So the injured guys presumably are back by then. But, like, what is the top level that Penn State's playing at there? Are they at a level where, let's say they split USC and Michigan, can I really count on them to go take care of business at Washington, not slip up against a Minnesota or a game at Maryland? If they are, great. That wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world. And if they go 11-1, yes, they'll be a playoff team. So I'm going to make it an 8.25. I just want to be careful that you don't convince yourself that Penn State, merely because of their schedule, is going to be a good team. Because if a bad team plays Penn State's schedule, you know what they still are? A bad team. That's what you got to be careful with in college football. I'm talking to myself. FanDuel, exclusive odds provider of the show, new market out right now. It's called the Advanced 2 market. The old ATM, Jesse. It can be that for you. If you play your cards right, it can be that for you. Here is what this looks like. Of course, if you go to the college football tab right now, you would see national title odds. You would see conference title odds. There's some games that you can wager. You can wager over-unders on teams for win total. But FDM, FanDuel Mike, hit us up the other day and said, hey, we have got a new market. This is the first time we've ever done this. It's called an Advanced 2 market. What that looks like is if you pick Notre Dame, for example, there are odds that Notre Dame makes it to the quarterfinal, makes it to the semifinal, makes it to the national championship game. And so, like, if you've got a feel on a team, let's say you think Penn State's going to make the playoff, and you think they're going to make it mainly because of their schedule. So you don't think they're going to make the national title game, but you think that they could win a game. You can go bet that right now. You can go bet that. I don't know what number you're going to get, but you can go bet that. So this is what we've been pushing them for. More and more markets, more and more options. It used to be you got none and had to like it, immunity. And then it was where maybe 2 or 3 things. You get Heisman, national title. There are a ton of options on there now.